It is me from the future. Well, at least in relation to what you guys are about to see, which is a 4,000 kilometer round trip from Shenzhen to western Sichuan province and back. It was a last minute road trip that was kind of unplanned, and we didn't know where we were going as we were going. We were just kind of making it up as we went along. And I'm not, although I hope you guys enjoy this isn't a show I'm really putting on for you guys. These kinds of road trips are something I've enjoyed all over the world for a long time, with the most epic one probably being the one in Tibet, where I drove from Lhasa to Kailash Mountain, probably did like 8,000 kilometers of driving, and ended off with a 54-kilometer hike around Kailash Mountain, which reached heights of 5,600 meters. That was epic, but I don't have any footage of that because I didn't have an audience for that. So the reason I brought you guys along for this was because my YouTube subscriber base has grown to like 17,000 subscribers from 40 subscribers in a matter of 90 days. So just because people are interested in things that go on in China. And so I thought I'd take you guys along. Now, I want to say, looking back at the footage, and now that I know what I've got, which is why I'm doing this intro now, I can already see what I need to change for the next time and what kinds of equipment I need to buy. But don't let that stop you from leaving some feedback on any ideas or requests you have, because I want to get this right. This is kind of a test road trip for some other more epic road trips I have coming up. One going to Xinjiang, and another one going to what is probably the world's largest party in northern China in the middle of the desert. It's like China's version of Burning Man with 500,000 people. I think it's going to be 800,000 people the next time around. And I want to make sure that I get my videos right before I go there. So definitely leave your feedback. And what you're going to see throughout this trip is mostly road, mostly scenery, mostly seeing how the landscape changes from Guangdong all the way out to Sichuan and back. Just some really beautiful scenery, a little bit of commentary in between, a couple of adventures. I had to take my son for a head CT scan because of an injury, which was a bit of a scare. You'll see more of that in the video. And also our car malfunctioned in the mountains of Sichuan province, which took up a lot of our time as well. So you'll see that as well. So this is the intro, and from here what you're going to see is you're going to see the beginning of the road trip, which when I started filming, I didn't know if I was going to upload it, but I'm going to upload it. I'm going to see what you guys think, and I'll make more if you are interested in it and depending on the feedback. So future me will see you at the end of this video. Enjoy.
Hey guys, how do you feel like going on a road trip with me? I am in the process of packing my car here, and last minute trip, we're going to drive out. We're in Shenzhen right now. We're going to drive out to Chongqing or Chengdu, that direction. Our goal, so here in Shenzhen in the afternoons, it's like t-shirt weather, but our goal is to show the kids some snow. And so the exact destination we're not 100% sure about yet. There's a place called Shenzhen-Hunan Fairy Mountain. There's another place called Buddha Mountain, or there's another place a little bit further past Chengdu, which will be the longer drive if we go with that. But our goal basically is to find snow. And the kids haven't seen snow their whole lives, even though they are Canadian. So that's a pretty big shame that we've got to fix there. And really last minute decision. We just decided basically yesterday or the day before, said, all right, let's go, let's get in the car. I love planning like that. My wife hates it, but I think it's good. We'll just see where the wind takes us. And so what I'll probably do is, the last few times I've driven to Chongqing, I've driven in one shot, like 17 hours. And I'm okay with that, but I've got all the kids in the car. So we're probably gonna cut it halfway. We're gonna probably stop halfway somewhere in Hunan and stop in a village, which my wife found on the map. Looks pretty nice, and I'll show you guys. Basically what this is going to be is just going to be, it's nothing professional, but I'll cut through with some interesting shots from on the road. If we see something nice, or if we stop somewhere, I'll show you guys. And then hopefully the snow if we eventually find it. And yeah, hopefully it'll be an okay ride. The kids are usually good on long rides because we put some podcasts on, audio dramas, science shows, philosophy shows for kids, and they love it. So we're usually, I remember when I was a kid driving from even just from Toronto to Ottawa, it was just like death. It's like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Our kids are pretty good in that regard because now we've got so many kinds of interesting podcasts we can listen to. Anyways, from here, basically, I'm just going to cut into a few clips along the way and show you some of the interesting stuff we see. Chat with you soon. All right, guys, she's all packed up, and that's what we're looking at. I think I need to try to arrange it a little bit better, but I think that's not half bad considering how many people are going. It's me, my wife, her mom, and our 4 kids. Yes, we have 4 kids, 4 boys. The 4th was unplanned, and we said, what are the chances it'll be a boy again? to the more relevant point, so we've got diapers for him because he's 7 months old. We've got all of the snow gear and equipment for the kids in there. And I've actually got an audio bag here full of audio video equipment because along the way, at least 5 or 6 points, I know many people. I mean, I know people who live all over China, but I'm hoping that I can get some of them on camera. A couple of them speak English, and we'll do some interviews with them. But that won't be part of this video. That'll be a separate video. So make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed, and you can see those. But yeah, it's a pretty big car. It's a Kia minivan. I bought it, it must be 5 years ago now. And no, more than that. Just love it. The space in there, the fuel economy. You know, during Chinese New Year when you're lining up for gas, the petrol is just packed, the petrol lineup. But for diesel, nobody's waiting because diesel is mostly for commercial vehicles. And so we just rock right up, fill up, and go. We don't have to wait in those long lineups. Usually the people who help fill the gas, they look at you really strange. You're like, are you sure this is a diesel vehicle? I'm like, yeah, it's diesel. But you can't buy them in Shenzhen anymore. It's very, very strict in Shenzhen. And so diesel cars can't get a Shenzhen license plate anymore. And when your car gets to a certain age, they basically, there's kind of a program that they buy it back from you. They take it away from you so that they've only got new, you know, high-tech, cleaner cars that are a lot better on the emissions. We've got some scratches on there. I got to get cleaned up. But that's a video I should do a separate video on. It's quite interesting, the kind of how they handle cars and make sure that we're not getting too much road pollution. But anyways, from here, let's keep going and let's get on the road. Okay guys, so we're exiting Guangdong here. Going through here, through the toll gate. Okay guys, I'm just about to leave Guangdong and I ran into a problem. I usually use the ETC, which is the automatic channel, and it turns out I don't have enough money on my card. But this is China, everything's high-tech, right? Just take this little guy out. And then let's see, so my phone, I'm gonna recharge it with NFC. There we go, ask me to put the card. Oh, there we go, it's reading it now. So now I'm going to add some cash. I want to add, let's put 2,000 on there. And I'm going to pay it with WeChat. Pay. Pay now. Pay. Use my fingerprint. Boom. Done. 2,000 RMB on my card. I just popped that back in. Initially I went through there and I couldn't get through. I had to back up. But now let's see, it should be instant. Should instantly be in the system. Alright, so now we're continuing through Hunan. We're just now, I forgot to do the last step on that ETC. After I finish the payment, I'm supposed to scan the card again to bind that payment with my card. So I ended up having to pull over to the side and then
giving them my, like they let me through and then pull over to the side so I didn't block traffic. And then I gave them my card so that they could take the money off of it. So the toll fee for that from Shenzhen to the Hunan border was 280 RMB. So what is that? Oh, 230 RMB. So what is that? That's like $40 US, somewhere around there. And then up ahead, there should be the entrance to the Hunan side of the toll gate. There's usually a little bit of a buffer space in between, unless it all happened and registered there at the same place. About 6 hours in, we just finished a pit stop, and we're at, what are we at now? We're at like 10 degrees here. It's getting really chilly outside. There we go, 10 degrees. Made myself a new tea, pu'er, and then we are gonna continue on. We need gas yet? We still haven't filled up. I think I'm still doing all right. Yeah, just under half a tank. No rush. All right, let's go. Okay, guys, pulling into the gas station now. This is our first fill up since we left. We left at 8:30 in the morning. It's like 5:30 right now. And looking for diesel. Oh, there's diesel over there. And it's very, very rare to see anybody filling their car by themselves. It's pretty much all full serve, unless you have a gas card and you can activate the pump yourself. But even then, pretty much you rely on them to fill the gas. This looks like it's all diesel on this side. And she's probably going to be surprised and asking, "Are you sure you want diesel?" Because it's very rare. Let's see here. Hold on. Okay, so finished filling up and just paid with WeChat. So. There's a car behind me. I think I got to move ahead, waiting for the diesel. What I was saying earlier on at the beginning of this trip, that it's really easy to get diesel during Chinese New Year. It's because a lot of the shipping companies, a lot of the shipping trucks that you're going to see typically using diesel are going to be off duty on Chinese New Year. All right, just move up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, so during the rest of the time, it's more or less the same. Sometimes you get a line up for diesel, but during Chinese New Year, almost nobody. So it's really quite convenient. Anyways, I'm going to continue on. We should almost be there. I think we've got another three plus hours, a little bit. I got to do, although you're probably not going to be able to see the signs too well, I wanted to do a quick video here because I am now passing the site of one of my favorite Chinese movies, which is called Nasha Nara Nago. What's the English name of the movie? Is called Postman in the Mountains, and I highly recommend it to anybody. It's a story of a olden days postman who's basically got to run this extremely difficult route through China to deliver the mail, and he kind of passes the torch on to his son. It's a really nice movie. Highly recommended. Anyways, I'm continuing from here. So, arrived in this small ancient town in Hunan. We're going to go look for some dinner, and then what I'll probably do is I'll show you some shots of the town at night, the town at day, because we're probably going to leave around midday tomorrow, just so you can get a feel for this little area here. It's supposed to be pretty good. And then we continue our journey and our purpose, which is hunting for snow. So fingers crossed, and let's hope we find somewhere with snow to show the kids. right, so we have finally arrived in Chongqing from Hunan province, and even though this is one of my favorite cities in China, I sometimes call it the 40 city, or a mix between Gotham City and Blade Runner. It's a city with a lot of character. Even though, like I said, it's one of my favorite cities, there's not going to be as much content as I originally hoped, especially on the portion where we were driving in and the usual commentary I'd like to do. And the reason is because we ran into a bit of a problem. One of my sons, on Sunday, he had a massive fall, and he had a huge bump that showed up in his forehead. And even though it went down and everything was okay, yesterday, while we were driving here, he became really lethargic. He slept 19 out of 24 hours and became quite moody. And head injuries that turn serious, they sometimes have a tendency to show their symptoms a few days later. So we wanted to really get it checked out. And the reason I'm mentioning this is not only so that I explain to you why the content might be a little bit light on Chongqing, but you might be interested in the process of visiting a hospital here as an outsider, a non-local with none of the local insurance. So the fee to see the doctor was 15 RMB, which is like, what, $2 US or something like that. And then the the CT was 400 RMB. That's what, $60, $58, I think, somewhere around there. So it was really cheap. The machine was good too. It was a Siemens machine they were using, and the experience was as high-tech as you would expect, where you scan 2 hours after you do the CT, you scan a machine and it prints out your results for you, including the radiologist comments. Then you go up and you see the doctor, and he gives you the final verdict and, you know, tells you what to do next, based on it not being serious or being serious. Luckily, in our case, it's not serious. That's why I'm okay to make videos again. And yeah, so we are here for maybe one more day. Hopefully on the tail end I can get some more video of Chongqing, but you might see more content on the future cities that we're visiting, and that will be going towards the Chengdu area. So let's continue on. Okay, so I didn't get to do much more video of Chongqing, none really, but now we're in Chengdu. We were supposed to drive right past Chengdu, but what happened was we had our check engine light come on and flash in the car, so we had to stop into Chengdu and get the car checked out. I noticed something was wrong with the car earlier on. The turbo, it's a turbo diesel, and all of a sudden it seemed like the turbo kind of lost its spunk and was really hard to accelerate, and the problem kept coming on and off. Luckily in the car I have a little bit of I have one of those little machines that you can plug into the computer of the car and see what's the issue. And the issue was exactly that, the turbo. Otherwise I would have had to, if I didn't have that device, I would have had to pull over to the side of the road and call a tow truck, because when it's a flashing engine light, check engine light, usually it's not good. But anyways, we'll see what happens here. Depending on what the result is of the car, we'll either have to stay in Chengdu a night or continue on. So let's see how it goes.
All right, so the car is fixed. We got it fixed. It was a missing, well, not a missing. It was a little broken part, something to control the inflow of the pressurized air, something to do with the turbo. Like I said earlier, I was a little bit worried, first of all, when they said that we weren't going to be able to find the part for a while, because this is an imported model. They don't really sell it in Chengdu. It's one of their diesel models that was made in Korea. But yeah, they found the part, and it was delivered within 30 or 40 minutes and done. So we're going to continue on. Not tonight, we're going to stay in Chengdu, but let me show you where we are. We're looking for dinner right now. Hold on, let me flip the camera around. Yeah, so here we are. This is a nice street with all kinds of little food places. All the best places are like a 1 or 2 hour lineup. That's the thing I noticed last time I was in Chengdu also. People just love eating outside. And so regarding the car repair, maybe I should mention also I was afraid it was going to cost a lot more, because usually when you go to the branded car shops, like the actual, for example, Kia or Toyota, or the main shops, instead of like an aftermarket kind of a car repair shop, usually it costs quite a bit more. But the whole thing costs 420 RMB or something. So what is that? Like $60-$70 US or something like that. And they even washed the car for me too. So not bad. But we'll continue on. I got some good tips from them too, because the mountain areas we're going up to, they're going to be like minus 15 degrees. And they said that when we're on our way up, there's going to be some special gas stations where we can get diesel with some sort of I guess it's got some sort of an antifreeze in it, so that we can still start our vehicle when we need. But yeah, we'll continue on and get on the road in a bit. Well, tomorrow morning. We're going to stay here tonight and get back on the road tomorrow. Okay, so we stayed in this town yesterday, and we were quite surprised. There were a lot of little hotels here. We thought, what a really odd place to have a bunch of hotels just on the outskirts of Chengdu. But apparently it's the site of a pretty famous 2,000-year-old dam that was built in the Qin dynasty. And everybody learns about it in school here, because it's an amazing feat of engineering for that time period. We're going to go to see if we can check it out before we leave. We're going to see how close we can park to it, as long as we don't have to walk too far. And then I'll show you guys a shot of it. If I don't get to see it, what I'll do is I'll just upload, I'll just post a picture here of it, or find a video of it online, so you guys can get an idea of what it's about. But this is the hotel we stayed in here. Anyways, so on the road we go. Continue we go. Okay guys, so I've arrived in our destination, or at least one of our destinations where we have snow, which was one of our purposes of the whole trip. And probably by now I've slipped in some of those videos of the epic scenery on the way up here along those highways, which actually took us through the 2008 Sichuan kind of earthquake heartlands area. So it's really amazing to see how much it's been developed up and how nice the highways and roads are now. And that's actually one of the things I was thinking of while traveling down those roads, because we're going down these roads that cut through endless kind of ranges of mountain. And, you know, tunnel after tunnel, 10-kilometer tunnels, 5-kilometer tunnels. And you have to think, like, not so long ago, these tunnels and these highways, they're taking you to places that were previously really inaccessible. You know, if you had to try to get to these places with no airport, you know, around the other sides of these mountains, it'd be quite a big undertaking. And now, and that's the beautiful thing about doing road trips here, you can visit these places that not too many people have visited before, other than the locals and, you know, that kind of stuff. So it creates a remarkable opportunity, or an excitement rather, for doing road trips in China. I think that's why a lot of the RV culture is really improving also. Or growing. There's a lot more RVs being sold in China, and the infrastructure isn't there yet. So my gimbal is acting up. It sent me a message before I started this saying that it's too cold to operate my gimbal. So you'll have to bear with me. It's pretty cold out here. But anyways, what I was saying, yeah, the RV parks, like trailer parks and stuff like that, there aren't many of them yet. And that's probably to be expected if RV sales are just starting to pick up now. But yeah, doing road trips in China, it's a remarkable thing. We got to see a lot of cool things along the way. We got to see one statue of Dayu, which was cool because my son is studying about him in school right now. He's a guy thousands of years ago who helped to redirect a river. I don't know if he blocked it or redirected it to stop the constant flooding that a particular town had. And so he got to get out and take a picture with him. What else did we see? There's a lot of little cool towns along the way. That's the thing too, you can just pop off the highway and just like have a look around. As I said previously, very difficult. And so when we arrived at the hotel, the kids got out of the car, they saw snow for the first time, which is pretty cool. I might put in a video here of that, show you guys their reaction. Never touched snow before.
Whoa, it's like ice. That's steel. Wow, it's so cold. Snowball fight. Whoa, it's snowing.
Yeah? Is it pretty cool? You finally get to touch snow? How many years have you waited for?
8? I have been waiting for 6 years.
Yeah.
It's snowing. Hey.
It's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have a snowball fight. And then at nighttime, we came out, we looked up. We're at 3,000 meters. So you can imagine how good it is for looking at stars. When you look up and you allow your eyes to adjust and just see the stars fill your entire vision, it's a remarkable sight. It's really amazing. So yeah, this morning is pretty cold, as you can imagine, if my gimbal is telling me it's too cold to operate. I'm pretty sure it's below 0. I haven't checked. The car windows are covered in frost, and I actually didn't manage to find that diesel, which has the antifreeze in it. But they said it would be okay as long as I parked in a spot that has sun. Once the car warms up a little bit, should be okay. But I also forgot to put antifreeze windshield washer fluid in, and my windows are covered in frost. But that's no big deal. You know, if you grow up in Canada, you know how to fix these things. Just get a little credit card or something and scrape off the window if I can't find a proper scraper. But yeah, what we got planned next is we're gonna play in the kids with the snow, find some slopes to slide down. We're gonna go up higher to the 4,000 meter level where there should be more snow, and then just continue on from here. We have no idea where we're going tomorrow. We're just kind of figuring it out as we go along. We might go to Gansu, or we might call it a day and head back from here and see what kind of interesting towns we can stop on the way back. But yeah, no idea, and I like it that way. Just kind of go with the wind. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to flip my camera around to see if I can show you the scenery that's surrounding me. I really don't think I can capture how magnificent it is on this phone, but whatever, I'll give it a try. I'll show you a picture of my son, a video of my son playing with this massive snowball over here too. Yeah, this is pretty difficult. I'm not sure if it's on the wide angle version. Nah, there's no way you guys are going to be able to really appreciate what I'm seeing here. And this gimbal's acting up because it says it's too cold for operation. Anyways, hopefully the shots of me coming in were pretty good. I think some of the footage of us on the highway worked out really well. Anyways, catch you guys soon. Okay, so we took a bus to the top. First it was a regular bus and then an electric little kind of a mini bus kind of a thing for the rest of the way. And we're up here. It's pretty good actually. It actually feels warmer up here than it does down where we started because we've got some good sun going on here. But yeah, really nice scenery here. Alright, so I got back to my car and I thought I'd try to turn it on even though I'm not ready to drive it yet, and nope, cannot turn it on. So I've opened this up. They've recommended I let this gather some heat. They told me that it might be this thing right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, 就是那个对吧？
那个就是柴油裂变吧？
是柴油的。
是不是柴油裂变嘛？他说。
是。So we put a little bit of warm hot water on that to heat that up, and also put the car in the ignition portion. They said that it will help warm it up. But it's been half an hour now, so fingers crossed. We'll see if we can get this working. All right, we got her started. It's making a little bit of a weird noise right now, and it took quite a few turnovers to get it going, but I don't know what to do now. I think what I'll probably do is I'll probably take his suggestion of driving it down to the lower land area and then taking a taxi up, and then when we're ready to go, I go down and pick it up again. Or the other choice is tonight when I'm sleeping, maybe set an alarm every 2 hours and just start the car every couple of hours and leave it on for 10 minutes or so. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, I'm sitting outside of a gas station here, and here's the situation. I've got to stay in that hotel one more night, and I'm afraid my tank of gas will just freeze over again, diesel. So one thing the guy said at the top was that because I only had 20% in the tank, that would have probably not helped. If I had a full tank, it would be a little bit more difficult for the whole thing to freeze over, or at least the parts where the gas is going to be kind of being pulled out from. I don't know whether that's true or not, but anyways, I came back down to look to see if anyone was selling the special diesel with the, it's like an antifreeze in it. And there's one, but they don't sell to outsiders. It's for like their buses and stuff like that. So I came down to look around at these different places here, these different gas stations. All right, guys, so I'm back at the hotel. I ended up having to fill up with the regular diesel. I couldn't get them to convince me to sell me the special diesel at that station for the buses. But what I'm going to do is I parked up here still. I'm probably going to set my alarm and go out every 3 hours or so to turn it on and drive it around a little bit. Make sure I just keep things warm. One interesting thing is I stopped at a little car repair shop before I did fill up. And there was a guy there. Well, there were two guys and a lady who were at the shop. And I went up to them to ask if they had any kind of special thing I could add to the gas tank to prevent it from freezing. And they said no, but they're talking to me. They said, how can you speak Chinese? And they were really interested. And what I found funny was, originally they must have thought I was American, and they were still okay with me. They were super, super friendly. But then when they were asking me, they say, so where are you from? I finally said, Canada. They said, oh, okay. And then they're like, what's going on with America? It seems like everywhere they go, they just want to cause problems. I was like, this is like in the middle of nowhere,
like backcountry Sichuan, and you've got people talking about politics like this in terms of the issues that they're. It's probably mostly related to the Hong Kong stuff, and in the context of the version of the story that they're getting, of course. But I found that really funny, and but interesting. An interesting point too, though, is that I should mention they were saying this whole with a really thick Sichuan accent. Everything was in a really thick Sichuan accent, and I had to kind of decipher what they were saying on a couple of occasions. But one of the interesting points that I just wanted to say was that when they thought I was an American, they were still treating me with so much respect and just really interested in me and happy to talk to me. So I found that quite interesting. But anyways, I think we're going to leave here tomorrow morning if the car starts, if my idea of keeping it turned over every couple of hours works. And then there'll be some more shots of us on the road.
It's just past 1 a.m. I came out to start the car. It struggled a little bit, but I got her going, drove around, spent about 20 minutes. Previously at 8 o'clock, around 8 o'clock, 8:30, I did the same thing and took the kids out to see the stars at that point. Got some really nice star shots. I'll pop one in here. But now just past 1 a.m., I've heated the car up. I'm going to go back to bed. I think I should be okay until the morning now. But probably ideally like 6, 7 o'clock, I got to get out here to start it up again to make sure we're going to be okay when we're ready to go.
All right, well, looks like we're a little bit out of luck. Couldn't start the car this morning. Well, actually, I could start it, but it stopped after about 10 minutes, and now when I turn it on, it lasts for about 5 seconds. So what I got to do is I got to wait for the sun to come out. The sun is starting to peak out. It comes out about 12 o'clock noon, where it starts hitting the parking lot here. See the sun over there too. And all we can do is wait and hope the car heats up enough. So I think the problem is the actual tank has frozen. I've been pouring some water on the front of the that part of the engine, the intake, to kind of warm it up, and you can see as that water flows out, it becomes absolutely frozen. So it's pretty cold, way colder than yesterday morning. So I don't know how long we're gonna have to wait. Worst case scenario, I might have to get a tow truck to take us down to the bottom. We'll see how it goes. It's 11 o'clock, still impossible. I don't know if you can see, there's two guys pushing my car. We're gonna try to move over to the sunny area over there. Yeah, we got some sun over there. Oh, I think it's a bit difficult to push. They're trying their hardest to push while I'm steering. And we're gonna stick her in the sun, open up the hood, and try to get her to warm up. All right, so we got her in the sun. We're gonna let all these parts heat up. I took the plastic cover off, and we'll see how she goes. Those are the two guys over there that kindly helped me push the car over here. So I've been trying to start it so much that the battery's out. I've got a little portable charger thing that's got a really high amperage output that can start diesel vehicles. But I don't want to waste that right now, so we're hooking it up to another car there. We're seeing if we can get this going. It's like almost 2 o'clock now. We've been here all day trying to fix this. Well, as you can see, I've given up. We're going to tow her down, and apparently they've got some sort of they call it an oven room that they put the car in to basically defrost what's probably a frozen gas tank full of diesel. So we'll see how it goes. I'll try to start her when we're down, just without putting it in the oven room, as they call it, because the oven room is a separate fee. This fee to take us down the mountain, it's about an hour and a half drive, is 800 RMB, so just over 100 US, and then the oven room fee is like 500 RMB, so less than 100 US. But let's see how it goes. All right, there she is. I'm gonna sit in the front with the dude and head down. We'll see how it goes. Strapping it up. There's another person who has the exact same problem with a Mercedes SUV. Yeah, it's an SUV with diesel. It's totally frozen. She's been trying to fix it all day also. So she's going to need to get her car towed down as well, but she'll have to wait for this one to come back up. It's going to be a few hours. All right, so we're in the oven. It's actually, I think it's just a room for curing paint. I saw them, they were painting another car in there. But here we are. Some big kind of place on the outskirts of where we were just now. It's actually a pretty beautiful area. I'll take you on the outside and show you. Whoa, we got some pretty smashed up cars they're going to be working on here too. But yeah, here we are. It's a mountainside. To the left, we've got some sort of a stream. Pretty interesting little area. I'm keeping it's quite kind of funny. I was talking to you guys about this car being a pretty good car in the beginning of this whole trip. And literally the first time I've decided to do a road trip video, everything's going wrong. I'm keeping pretty high spirits about it. I have a friend who knows somebody. She's a teacher at Shenzhen University, and she RV'd across to Europe from China. And when she was in Pakistan, her car broke down in the mountains, and there is nothing there. I can't remember what it was, an alternator or something. There's no parts. The truck portion of her RV was Iveco, and so she basically got stranded there for 2 or 3 weeks. And they ended up having to hand make a part in the village for her. These steel workers basically custom made a part for her. And they were really nice and everything like that, but when she came back, she basically gave up RVing totally. And I can kind of understand. I mean, even just a small bad experience like this could put you off of your entire trip if you don't keep a positive attitude about it. But being stranded in the mountainsides in a far off country, that probably would do it. So she's completely out of the whole RV group now. She doesn't feel like RVing anymore. Hopefully she'll come around again. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to find the family. They came up here somewhere. I was just speaking with the owner of this car shop here, and he was saying this is like pretty much the central zone for the earthquake. And he said before this earthquake, he says, you see all these beautiful houses? They didn't have anything like this. They were all like, see those that tiny little house there? They were all like that, just a really poor area. And he even said that he used to drive a mianbaoche, like that cheap car right there. And he says within this short period of time, this 10 years now, he's driving this Audi. He's driving this Audi, and everybody here is doing really, really well. So it was quite a remarkable story to see how fast everything has developed here and how well everybody is doing here since the earthquake, which is a really nice kind of a nice change from obviously what they went through in 2008.
Okay, so as you guys probably saw, we got back on the road. It didn't take too long to fix the car. It was exactly that issue. The tank of diesel was frozen. We drove a few hours and we're just on the outskirts of Chengdu now. And we're going to continue. We're going to start heading back in the direction of Shenzhen. And then there's a couple of places we have in mind. Fairy Mountain just out of Chongqing that we might stop if it starts snowing there as we're passing that kind of area. So onward we go. Staying here in a place in just 2 hours from Guilin. We're gonna go to Guilin to Shangri-La Hotel. There's a bunch of kid stuff. The kids can play there. But we're stopping here. There's another 3-hour drive, I think, from here. 3-4 hour drive to Guilin. So we're gonna stay here for the night. Okay, so we're here in the Shangri-La Hotel in Guilin. There's a lot of stuff for the kids to do in the hotel. Pool, some little mini zoo or something like that. It's supposed to be a river view. We can't see too much of the river, and it's a really cloudy, overcast, rainy day, so we don't get to see the signature mountains that you usually expect to see in Guilin, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to spend a couple nights here and then head back to Shenzhen. Okay, today's quite a bit clearer, so we got a nice view of the classic Guilin Mountains in the background over there from our hotel room. We're gonna drive around and see if we can get a better look from somewhere. Okay, so we're walking around in this forest, and my 6-year-old ended up finding deep under the leaves this. It looks like it actually might be real old money. I mean, it looks like it is copper, because when copper oxidizes, it turns green like this. It keeps focusing and refocusing. That's pretty cool. We'll clean it up and take a look at it when we get home. But we're having quite an adventure here. We were originally coming here to go on a boat, but we just decided to park in the forest and explore all of these old abandoned houses and enjoy the rivers over there and the scenery, basically. It's a pretty good adventure for kids.
We're driving in the water.
Future me, back again, a very tired future me that needs to catch up on his sleep. Here to let you know that that's it, the road trip is over. I'm back in Shenzhen, I'm going to catch up on some sleep, but I hope you guys enjoyed that. as I said, I really hoping this will serve to as a kind of a practice run for some of the more interesting road trips I've got coming up, especially that one in northern China, where it's like I said, China's Burning Man. 500,000 people last year. I think it's supposed to be 800,000 people this year. Usually outside you've got a lineup of about 2 or 3 days where people usually give up, but they're there hoping that people are going to leave to make space for them. Once you get in, you got to find a spot and you got to mark your territory with your tent or your RV or whatever it is. And if you want to move around, a lot of people will take like an electric bike or something to rock around, to go over to the stage area where people are playing music, or to go over to other areas of the desert where their friends are. But all around it's supposed to be pretty epic. I mean, the Xinjiang trip will be epic also. So the importance of this video is to see how it all got put together, figure out what kind of equipment I need, figure out how I've got to improve, and basically up my road trip recording game for the next time around. So with that said also, as I said at the beginning of the video, make sure you leave as much feedback as you've got. Give me some ideas, and if this is the kind of thing you like and you're not already subscribed, subscribe, and you're going to see some more stuff. This is going to be mixed in with some of my other things, which includes some interviews, some political stuff, and some of the stuff you've already gotten used to see from me. If you're already subscribed, you know about that. But anyways, like I said, I hope you enjoyed especially some of that scenery. Just beautiful roads all over China with beautiful scenery. I know I enjoyed it. I don't know if it came through well enough in the videos. Hopefully it did, but regardless, I'll see you guys next time.